just say this. Are you recording?
Yeah.
So, regarding abortion, this is my estimation of the topic. Regarding women's rights and her choice to rule her own body and make her own choices, I believe I'm pro-choice because I believe that God is pro-choice. God gave us free will to choose our own life and to follow the way or to go our own way. And the way of choosing oneself as one's own God. That's allowed in this matrix of life. And so I'm pro-choice, but as regarding like having a life and taking a life and the value of life and actually like aborting, I think that all 99.9% of the resources of money and human human power, like manpower, money and human resources should go towards providing the person who's contemplating an abortion with the knowledge that they are utterly and 100% provided for, that they're so loved and that they're taken care of, and that, you know, the best possible situation for the person's life, not only the person who's contemplating the abortion, but the person who's contemplating getting aborted, the potential person who's perhaps being subjected to be getting aborted, that those people should have the option of being so utterly made aware that something much better can be done, that love can be like the most loving. What's the most loving possible outcome? Is perhaps it's not to go the way of, well, I can't do this, but maybe it's to go the way of, well, I can, if I'm what are the factors that would enable one to go through with having a birth? We should be providing that person who's contemplating abortion with all those factors that would enable that person to go through with giving the birth first, as options in 100% provision, before the option of not going through with the birth and going through with an abortion. Do you see what I'm saying? I'm trying to say that I think our society would be a better society. How would we become the better society? We'd become a better society if every single human alive knew that they were provided for, if every single human alive knew that they were loved, if every human knew that they had opportunities to grow and become great, that are beyond what their current scope and of imagination is for their life, and maybe even and forgive me for speaking up for a woman or a potential mother, but maybe going through with the birthing process would provide an experience that would be a strengthening one, that would make a person stronger. Maybe the experience could be so supportive that it could be valid even in a situation that could be seen as a dire situation. I'm not trying to say that I know, but maybe it's possible. And maybe women, mothers, counselors could reach that person and help them see, that there is another way. That there's a way that what looks like something that's limited, what looks like something that is, has got to be put to an end. What if there's a way? And I think it's the more loving way. So I'm pro-life, and I think God is pro-life. I think God is pro-choice and pro-life.
Well, yeah.
God is
Values.
super pro-life because the value of a human is so great. And maybe it's an epidemic in our human brains, in our human existence of not valuing human life. And I think that's true. I think a lot of cultures still are happy with lowering the standard of human life, and or allowing a standard of human life to be so derogatory, or I see people who are drugged out, and I want to stand there with a sign that says WTF. Like, how are we allowing people to be in such a terrible state? And it is a terrible state. It's unquestionable. Being messed up on drugs is a terrible thing. So that's an aside of the main content, because I'm making a point.
When it relates, yeah.
I'm making a point that human life is incredibly valuable and presently on planet Earth for forever. It's been really easy to write off people and kill them, but I don't think that's God's truth. God loves and values human life and places them. God says to everyone, "You're a king, you're a priest." He doesn't say like you're worthy of being a slave, or you're worthy of.
He says you're my child.
Yeah, he says you're my child. He doesn't say you're an untouchable, or you're a sex slave worker and that's your karma. So don't mess with that person because that's their karma to be in that place. No, God says, look, it's up to all of you people to choose to love people, to give up your own self and love people and raise other people up higher. And that's what's possible. That's the juncture that's the juncture that we're at. That's the cross. Are we going to give up ourselves and lift others up? Are we going to use the resources of our life to empower others and raise up the ones who are lower, to a good standard? Or are we going to submit to death and temporary pleasure, which is passing away? And the option, the easy option, which is death.
Wow.
So I hope that message can go out and be seen for what it is. It's the heart of love.